Part of activities to mark the 2018 Africa Fintech Festival, a pre-event session was organized at the Inlax Nigeria Limited, a leading ICT firm in Nigeria. It started with a startup pitch session for fintech firms in the value chain.
Every company that is not innovative will find out that over time, you are going to be left behind. And we, as an organization, we don't want to be left behind because we have evolved over time and we keep evolving. And we discovered that, young companies are coming up. Nigeria is full of so many young people with brilliant ideas. I had that experience because we started our Inlax Graduate Academy, where we bring in, entry-level people and train them to be able to offer solutions to the space where we operate. I was personally involved in how we brought those people into the organization through the interview process or whatever. And I was amazed at the quality of talent that we have in the country. Very intelligent people, very smart people, that all they are waiting for is for somebody to give them an opportunity. So as an organization, we took that decision that will be one of the major companies, information technology companies in Nigeria, that will offer these people an opportunity to be able to deliver to whatever level they want to get to.
People have brilliant ideas, but they might not have that network, they might not have that platform, they might not have the system that is required to take those things to where the customers will see them. That is the gap we want to fill for these startups, because we have been there, we've got a lot of experience, we've got the system, we've got the platform, but we can do some sort of hand-holding and be able to take them to other places that they've not been to before. That's the idea behind the Hatch, our incubator.
The problems that are facing the population and the people in general are very similar. The innovative solutions that are coming around are similar, and that just you can relate. So you could sit here and you talk about lending platforms and you realize that it's the same problem we're facing in the Middle East, and having a platform to help it is actually something that makes sense. And it just supports the theory that we're saying that in the new world, borders the way we've known it doesn't exist anymore, because for fintech solutions, they need to be able to do cross-border, they need to be able to operate in different countries, they need to be able to operate with different languages, and they need to be able to solve the same problems that people are facing in different countries in order to scale up.
The pre-event also featured the UK-Africa Fintech Inaugural meeting, which explores strengthening cross-border partnerships that will scale fintech in Africa.
We talked about to really create a group between the leaders of the UK and the leaders here in Africa to come together to find ways how we can work and help the fintech ecosystem here in Nigeria and also beyond. And I think what we discussed really was that we need to focus on two things. The first thing is to focus on investments to ensure that we can fund the best fintech companies here in Nigeria with the right seed capital and scale-up capital required. And the second focus was to find business development opportunities so we can provide those companies which start here the opportunity to scale, not just across Nigeria, but across Africa and also hopefully across Europe.
The way I say this is that we need to bring together the players, the fintechs, the banks, all people who are involved, plus the regulators, so that we can harmonize, we can cross-pollinate and ensure that there is cross-peer learning, the sharing across different countries and different developers in all these countries across the region.
As far as the bank is concerned, we support the infrastructure to make it a more scalable industry. It is clearly digitization is here to stay, and I think we need to find ways to make it work, including looking at issues of digital IDs, cybersecurity, and also ultimately it's all about financial inclusion.
It is very important to quite appreciate what is going on between the UK and the African Fintech Group, because what it means is that that collaboration signals the deep financial inclusion penetrations that is required. And if you have also heard when one of the participants said the broad skill sets. So we need to deepen the broad skill set in the area of fintech. So it's very important. So one of the takeaways is that the broad skill sets that we need to drive the fintech initiatives in this country is the area that concerns me most as the president of China Institute of Bankers, because that is at the heart of our mandate.
To close the day, the Africa Fintech Network, which brought together key players in the region, had a roundtable that discussed how strong collaborations can be achieved to deepen the ecosystem and address the challenges hindering the growth of fintech.
I do believe that collaboration is the key word. We need the private sector to work closely with the governmental agencies to work and bring on board the international organizations to mobilize resources as much as we can. I do believe that the key word is collaboration.
I think it's about bringing together all members of the ecosystem, so from the fintech companies to supporting companies or partners like the banking and existing financial institutions, certainly regulators as well as investors who are funding the fintech startups.
Today's been a very great day, in terms of driving, collaboration between innovators, between members of the fintech ecosystem in Africa and the rest of the world. We've had two very important meetings today. The first session was the UK Africa Fintech Investment Group, which was put together by the UK government, and we had a lot of people from African countries, a lot of fintech leaders, and also from the UK end, you have government officials, you have banks and innovators, all trying to see how we can build bridges between UK and Africa toward developing the fintech ecosystem, towards driving innovation and creating a platform for improved economic relationship and economic benefit for those countries. And we ended the meeting with a lot of takeaways from that meeting. And of course, the real meeting of the African Fintech Network, which is the meeting of major players within various African countries, to see how we can work together, to see how we can learn from each other, to see how we can make Africa as one market and be able to support ourselves, to see how we can create products and services in Africa that will be, pushed to the rest of the world, for usage. To see how anybody operating in any part of Africa will have bridges and bonds with other countries, so that can help them to scale and do some of the things that they need to do. I think it's a great day for African innovation. It's a great day for fintech in Africa, and it's a great day for the future of our various countries in Africa. And we are hoping that the policymakers, the governments, the multilateral organizations in Africa, some of whom are represented at this meeting, like the ADB, like the UNECA, United Nations ECA, they are all represented at this meeting. We believe that they will help, they will support the creation of this network and also ensure that it's successful, as well as that it plays the role it needs to play, and that we will get all the support that we need from them towards developing the continent of Africa, towards making Africa create bridges between Africa and the rest of the world.
With about $3 billion worth of investment attracted into Africa in the last 3 years in fintech, there is need for a robust structure, effective regulations, access to real-time data, and the required infrastructure and collaboration between the private sector and policymakers to boost the growth of fintech in Africa, taking it beyond the hype to a driver of financial inclusion and an economic game changer.